Hey guys, welcome to the back of Mill Valley.
All right, there's your sold sign, Chris. Congratulations.
So if you haven't heard, the real estate market here in 2021 has been a little crazy. Prices are all over the place, timelines are really quick, buyers are having to get creative to get a chance at their bid being accepted. So that's created some interesting situations here in 2021. I've learned a few lessons from those. I'm thankful to have been busy this year and had quite a few opportunities to learn in some of these unique situations and just be reminded of some basic things to keep in mind when doing things as complex and as serious as a real estate transaction. Today, I also want to say thank you to my clients who have given me the opportunity to learn some of these lessons, be reminded of other lessons, but most importantly, help them transition through the stages of life and find their forever house, move up, move down, downsize, whatever you might be doing. But hopefully love where they live, their community, their home, all that much more as they move forward. So thank you for letting me be a part of that transition and learning some of these lessons. So lesson number one that I learned, get clarity on what's most important. Sometimes in a complex situation like a real estate transaction, there are a lot of factors that are important. Clarity in those situations is paramount to understanding where all parties involved want to be, and that's a lot of my job, is making sure that those puzzle pieces fit together. But understanding what's most important and what areas are able to be compromised on are pretty important. So lesson number one, get a clear understanding of what somebody is looking for if you're working in that situation or if you're that party being served. Do your best to understand what's important, what's important to you and what's not important to you. Starting off on the right foot is really important because it's a long process in a real estate transaction that has a few different factors in there that can kind of throw things off. So having as much clarity as possible is important from start to finish. So lesson number two that I learned this spring was keeping people informed. Keeping people informed of what's going on in the real estate market, trends, are things trending upward, downward, what have you, for people to make a better decision. Lesson number three, sometimes there are too many cooks in the kitchen and a lot of hands in the cookie jar trying to influence what's going on in a real estate transaction. So in my opinion, in a real estate transaction, lean on your real estate agent. There's multiple professionals involved in a lot of real estate transactions, and there's not always one that's in charge. And so in my opinion, the real estate agent is the quarterback to wrangle everything together and organize it in a nice, neat fashion to help get things through to the end. There are different parties, the inspector, the appraiser, the lender, the title company, that all get in the mix. But my opinion as a real estate agent, my job is to know you, build a relationship of trust with you. So when you're going through that process, you might not know a lender, you might not know a title representative, but most likely I'm going to guess you probably know a real estate agent. And I recommend having a personal relationship with that agent in order to better trust that person to be able to take it from start to finish. So lean on your real estate agent, communicate with them. Again, like point number one, clarity is important. So communicate. Lesson number four, it pays to ask. I had a listing that had quite a few competitive offers on it. So we decided to communicate with those two highest offers just to ask for one last final number. And we received two numbers, and one was significantly higher than the other. So for that seller, it pays to ask. Lesson number five, make sure to gather as much information and don't be afraid to ask for it. Sometimes I think people are intimidated by the real estate transaction or transactions in situations similar of a significant volume of money, or when you're dealing with professionals and you might not feel like you have an edge to know what's important. Don't be afraid to ask. Had a situation that if the question was asked, it would have created a better situation. So again, like a lot of these, clarity, communication are key. And so my favorite, number 6, had an appraisal on one of my listings that one of the rooms was being painted and the seller left the light switches on, hadn't put the light switches back on, and that caused for an additional trip, an additional charge for the appraiser to come back out to ensure that light switches were put back on. So I guess they say devil's in the details. Apparently that was an important detail for the appraisals. So lesson number 6, make sure your light covers are on and you're ready for an appraisal. That was a learning lesson for me. I didn't think that was a big deal. So at the end of the day, knowledge is power and can get you in a better position to make a transition in real estate or most other areas of your life. If you could do me a favor, comment down below with something you've learned lately that put you in a better position to better get where you want to get in life and love where you live. So my name is Derek Schwinn. I'm a local real estate consultant here in Marysville, Ohio with Keller Williams. And I am here to help you find a house you love, sell when you don't, but most importantly, love where you live. So if there's anything I can ever do for you, let me know. Until then, take care.